Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Simon. This is the Evil Thai Witch number 12. Last episode, Joy had just told Errol she's getting divorced and leaving in a matter of days, and the guy's broken down for a week and a half. She keeps telling him, you've got to get a lawyer. And she's going to go through with it. She's got a house, council house set and ready, and she's ready to go. He's still in bits. Comes the day, she gets the kids, gets all their clothes, and takes them off to the child minders, her friends who looks after them, dumps the kids on them, goes back, fills the car with all her stuff, takes it off to the house, and puts it in, contacts the council, said, right, I'm moving in today, rent starts from today, goes back, gets everything she wants that is hers. And she doesn't take anything of Errol's. He's still in pieces. He's now understanding that he has got to get a lawyer. And he says to her, okay, I'll get a lawyer, and he accepts it. He's got no choice. She's told him. No choice, it's happening. And she says goodbye and walks out the door. And he says he wants to see his kids. She says, you can see the kids, you can have them 2 days a week at the moment, as long as everything goes fine with the divorce. I'll give you 2 days a week. The tribe had already told her. 2 days a week, we'll figure it out. She says, here you go, here's my new address. And you've got my phone number. Let me know when you want the kids and we'll sort it out. But get a lawyer. She moves in. She heads to the lawyer's. She had an appointment. Now this lawyer of hers, everyone has said how good he is, and he seems fine. She sits down and talks to him, and he said to her, look, you've got to be totally honest with me about everything, so there's no surprises and all this. And she tells him finances. He said, you have to do a financial agreement. And then the lawyer says, she says to him, I really don't want him to have my money, I don't want him to do this. Like that lawyer, and I don't know who it is, says to her, if you give me a cut extra, a bit of cash in an envelope, I'll help you lose this money and do this and that. Totally illegal. Totally illegal. Dodgy lawyers? There's no such thing as a dodgy lawyer, is there? Ha! I thought, yeah, okay, we're not going to go there. She's loving him. She's, oh great, right. And she says, well, I was thinking of buying gold with the money I've got in my bank and putting it in a safe. He said, yep, that's a great idea, we can get rid of that. So we'll do the financial statement in maybe a week or 10 days. You get that money out, buy gold, get rid of it, and get that money down to, let's say, £7,000 or £8,000. Now, we never got to know what amount that lawyer took off her in cash, but we're guessing £1,000 or £2,000 for helping her through this divorce. So, but we are guessing, we're not sure, because she wouldn't have agreed to a load of money, so we're assuming it's only £1,000 or £2,000. She's getting on great with this lawyer. He's told her what he wants her to do exactly with her money, and that's what she does. Gets the kids in the house, everything's fine. She's got childminders set up all the time for them. Errol, she hasn't heard from him about 2 days, 3 days. She gets her money, she pulls it out, she goes to the city not far from her where she sells her gold, and she takes a load with her to sell, and she sells, makes more money. She orders gold ingots, different sizes, and she's got to go back 24 hours later and it'll all be there. She wants to do it in cash. She doesn't want bank transfers, and they've agreed. And she's agreed a time and a place a couple of days later or a day later. And she does that purchase. She goes up, jump forward a day, and she goes and gets it. She goes to her bank, her main bank, and they have safe deposit boxes, like most banks do. And you rent the box or whatever, pay so much a year, and they put you in a discreet room and you fill the box and put it away and get a key and all that stuff. I don't know how it works, but anyway, she puts all her gold in the bank safe. She's put her money down to about £8,000–9,000 in the bank. Back to the lawyers, does all the paperwork. The lawyer then does another letter for her to take to the council, to the government, for the benefits, stating that now she has got this much, £8,000 or £9,000, which is hers and will be kept as hers throughout the divorce. And this just, she doesn't have to go and give this, but she does. She decides to do it. She goes back to the benefits. She's thinking she's getting one step ahead of them, issuing these statements into them. She's now going to get child benefit for 2 kids, her rent paid on the house, and maintenance once it starts and set up will come into the benefit somewhere there. She said, Errol finds a lawyer. The lawyer contacts Joy. Joy tells the lawyer her lawyer's name, and then he starts to speak to her lawyer. The divorce options come from Errol. He's only gone and found himself a really expensive top lawyer, and that lawyer has obviously told Errol, you're going to lose everything if you're not careful, depending on what your wife says she's divorcing you for. And she has to give a reason for the divorce. As far as I'm aware, if it's going to be an amicable divorce and they both agree, then it can go through really quick. But if she cites him as violent or anything like that, she has to prove it, or he has to anyway. So Errol's lawyer contacts Joy's lawyer. Joy's lawyer rings Joy and says, come in. And he's a bit shocked at the quality. Sounds like the washing machine's about to explode behind me. It's probably a cat. Joy's lawyer is shocked by the quality of the lawyer Errol's got, and he calls Joy in, and Joy comes in and he tells her, he said, look, we're going to have a bit of a battle on our hands here. He's paying a lot of money for a top-end lawyer, serious lawyer who has connections. And Joy's, well, I'm paying you, you're good, what's the problem? And he says, okay, you have to decide if you're going to go for an amicable divorce, or you're going to cite someone's been unfaithful or someone's hitting you, which could string it along and make it a longer divorce and could cost more money. So Joy says to him, well, what do you think I should do? He said, I think you should get hold of Errol and go and talk to him. You really want, the easiest way is an amicable one, and just go to him and say, you're entitled to half of his property, half of his savings, he's entitled to half your savings, and as a sweetener you let him keep all his furniture and car, and you keep your car, and don't bring material things into the divorce. If you can get him to agree to that, he'll just tell his lawyer, he'll tell me, and we'll put it through. You'll get the most money. She said, okay, no problem, I can do that, I'll sort him out. And she heads off. She rings Errol, and first she says, when do you want to see the children? And he said, I'll just wait till we get the start of the divorce done over the next few days. And they shocked her. She said, oh, okay. She said, well, I want to come and see you and then we can talk about the divorce. And he turned around and said, I'm not allowed to talk to you, you've got to talk through the lawyer. And she's like, what? And then she goes off on one. She's shouting at him on the phone, and he puts the phone down on her. She's absolutely steaming. She's absolutely furious. He's never put the phone down on her. She thinks, right, he's not at work, I know he's at home. Jumps in a car, straight over to his house. She's still got a key. Opens the door, walks in, and he's there. And he said, what are you doing? You're not allowed to come back in this house. Give me the key. go and talk to the lawyers. And she said, I don't know what she said. She's just gone ballistic at him. And he's sticking to the story. She said, if you don't agree with me to the divorce and we do it this way, it'll cost you a lot more money. He said, I'm being told to do this and this, and I'm not listening to you anymore. I'm sorry. Give me the key, get out, speak to my lawyer. And she's like, ah, and she walks across to him, and he stands up, and she right hooks him, and then hits him again, and knocks him off his feet into the chair, and starts screaming at him. And she's never seen him. He's like calm, and he's like, go or I ring the police. And she's screaming at him, and he picks his phone up to ring the police, and she's like, grabs his phone out of his hand and throws it across the room. At this point, he grabs her arm, pushes her all the way to the front door. First time he's ever touched her. Pushes her out the front door, slams the door and locks it. Walks back in, picks the phone up, which luckily is not broken, rings the police. She's outside the door, trying to get in with the key, banging the door. She then goes round the side of the house. She comes around the back of the house. Back door's open. She comes in the back door, and he's caught by surprise. He turns round, said, police are on the way. And she stopped. He just said, police are on the way. And immediately she sort of goes into shock from all accounts, and steps back, and then starts crying. Now if the police arrive at this moment, and Errol goes to the front door and opens the door, if they hadn't arrived at that moment, all the tears and waterworks and everything would have possibly changed his mind. Police come in. He's got shining face red where she's hit him, and a mark on here. He could have totally, possibly ruined every single plan of hers at that moment. The police have said what's happening. He's explained his wife and him are getting divorced. She's come round, entered without permission, wouldn't release the key and wouldn't leave, and he told her to get a hold of his lawyer. And the police have said, why have you hit your wife? You've got red marks on your face. At that moment, he could have nailed Joy. He could have nailed her to a cross. He could have absolutely, that would have been end of all her games. He doesn't. He says, oh no, that was me. I fell in the garden earlier and tripped, smacked myself. And he said, but I want her removed. I want my key back. Tell her to go to the lawyers. Get her out of here. She's not allowed here. And the police say, you will have to contact your lawyer and get an order against her to stop her. This is a civil matter. You need to get your lawyer to put a restraining order against her so she can't come to your property. And we won't get involved, but we will. There was a policewoman there, pushed Joy to one side. Joy heard and spotted that Errol, and she realised, she knew if he had said, she hit me, she knew at that moment he's just let her off the hook. She's not daft. She realised what she'd done. So she gave the key. She said sorry, apologised to him in front of the police. She said to the police, I won't come here again. And looked at him and said sorry. I'll leave quietly and I won't come back. Police accepted that. They said to him, are you happy? And he's yes. They've escorted her out They've stayed with him, took some brief notes in case he wants to press charges. And again they asked him, you sure that you fell over? Yes. He said, I'm not going there. And they're like, you're a good man. Divorce is hard. You've probably done the right thing. Ha! Right. And the police leave. She heads home. She gets on the phone to a lawyer. She's told him what she's done. And he's like, oh God. And then she says, he didn't tell the police I hit him. And the lawyer's right, okay. So they can't use that against you now. Now the police have left and he's told them that you hadn't hit him. You've got away with that. That could have been the end of your divorce. He could have ended up with a lot more. And she said, can I still get him? Oh, she's thinking about this one. Can I still get him for half an hour? He said, yeah, I think so. He said, but you're not allowed to go and see him now. He can get an order against you, but that costs you both because it comes out of your money. Everything you do with lawyers costs more money out of your money. So you want this as quick as possible. Oh, blimey. Errol, what a smart thing he did. First time ever he got her arms and pushed her out the door. But then he's done a stupid thing by not nailing her for hitting him. But then he's smart enough, he's got a good lawyer. I don't know. Right guys, we've been all legal today. She belted him. And he got away with it. She got away with it. Unbelievable. But she's still doing that other guy. That is just... She's just... Ugh. And it's all true. This is a true story. This is a true story. I will see you on the next one. Take care, have a great week. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Please. Bye bye for now.